I will be the first to admit that I am obsessed with the external validation I get from clients from doing my work. Like, it's so addicting to me. It's like a drug to me. And this episode is all about how to make your clients or your boss absolutely obsessed with you.
Which we're just both so good at. It's just crazy.
You know, I've been on both ends. I've had clients really not like me. I've also had clients really love me. Welcome to Untitled,
a podcast and educational brand where the nostalgia of higher education meets the sharp edge of a corporate boardroom.
I'm Sophie.
And I'm Alex.
And together we deliver no BS insights for ambitious freelancers, corporate climbers, multi-hyphenates, and business owners.
By challenging the limits of a single title, we're here to empower you to redefine success.
And make your work work for you.
Class is in session.
Okay, lesson 1. I love this one. I got to stop saying that after every fucking lesson we say.
I mean, we love all of our lessons equally.
Correct.
We don't play favorites.
Lesson 1 is being great at your work is not enough. You have to be great to work with.
If you have listened to any of our other episodes, you know how hard Sophie and I go for some results. We are result-driven queens. But it pains me to say, but that's only one part of the equation when it comes to making clients and other people that you work with love you.
And also the way that you show up in your working relationships will impact the results that you are able to create. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a Zoom call and no one's talking. Literally no one's talking. Everyone is just like trying to get stuff done, or a Teams call, whatever you use. And everyone's just dead. And it's like, I'm not motivated to do my work for you at all. Everyone has their camera off. You know, everyone's just like, oh, is this task done? Is this task done? I've also been on calls where I'm like, how was your day? Like, what are you doing? I'm not super big into small talk, but I'm genuinely interested in the people that I'm working with, how they're doing in their life, because I want to build relationships with the people that I'm working so close with. Because when I do that, I'm so motivated and excited to work on an exciting project together. So if you're contributing to this like camera off culture, not really just like doing the job just to do the job, you're probably not in the right job for you.
Yeah. I think it's also relevant to create relationships with people that you work with. I think that's a hot take to a lot of people. You know, nobody wants to like be friends or like socialize with people that you work with. That's your team.
Yeah, that's who you're spending like so much of your time with. I have a really close friend of mine who actually worked at the company that I used to work for, and we both quit our jobs together, actually. It's kind of amazing.
Romantic.
I'm obsessed with her. And she does bring some really valid points on like why she doesn't want to share, or like why she wants to just like keep things to herself. And I respect that a lot. I respect her a lot. And I see how like it just keeps her kind of at bay. But she's also mentioned to me so many times, like, Sophie, like, people just like you. Like, people are just like opening up to you, and people are warm to you. I'm not like that. So I kind of see both ends of the spectrum, because she can like peacefully be herself and like not get too involved, and is easy to step away from certain things. Whereas I'm really involved. I'm kind of in your face. I'm like, what's up?
Yeah. But I think it's not a question of personality though. It's more of like a care factor to me.
Okay.
Like, you and I are so different. Like, we have very different personalities, and I think we interact with people very differently. Mm-hmm. And I still think that even though I'm not a super introverted and like charged up person through those interactions, I still do care enough to have those interactions with people that I have investment in.
And you know what? It's actually so interesting, because the person that I'm talking about right now, when we have our own separate conversations, because we actually do work together in our own businesses.
Yeah.
And when we have conversations about the work that we're doing together, we are so lit up, and we are so like, she's always asking me about how my day is. You know, we talk on like a friendly basis as well, and we do work together. So maybe if you feel like you are kind of hiding in your role a little bit, maybe you're not in the right role and you're not working on the right team. Because you, at the end of the day, you're not going to love your job every day. You're not going to want to put your camera on every day. But most days, you should feel good about what you're working on. And if you feel like you can relate to what I said earlier on about just like mundane meetings every day and just like nobody really cares about each other or the work that they're doing, reevaluate where you're at and what you're doing, because it should feel natural to care about the people that you work with so closely on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I think also like even the camera on, camera off thing, it actually means something.
It means so much. Are you kidding?
But it also means something like to you internally. I have like people that I show up to calls and I am camera on, but I'm just like so uncomfortable. And it's not because I'm not camera on meetings all day. It's just like the energy with that group of people is so whack.
Yeah.
You know, like I would feel totally fine showing up as me and being present and being seen in any other situation, but it's this specific team.
Yeah.
So it's unique to be able to even recognize that.
Do you want to be on that team? Do you like the work that you're doing with that team?
No.
T.
So, no regrets.
We need to talk about this. We need to talk about what actually being easy to work with really means. For me personally, I think that I can tell when someone's easy to work with when they clearly disagree with me, but they are so eager to understand my point of view. And at the end of the day, people just want to feel understood.
Yeah.
People want to feel seen and heard. And
I think when somebody says like, oh, you're just so easy to work with,
that is such an amazing compliment.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, I don't think there's a bigger compliment you can get.
Yeah.
Even if you are so brilliant and you're a top performer and you just fucking suck. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not talking about you. I'm not saying good words about you. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So I think you do, if your natural tendency isn't to be easy to work with or collaborative, because I think a huge aspect of being easy to work with is being collaborative with other people. If you're somebody that's very independent, you've grown up very independent, you've been in situations that make you or force you to become very independent. I mean, I can even speak from my own experience. Like, I'm a very independent person. And going into the workforce, I was like doing my own thing. Like I was like, got this job, doing all my tasks, getting all the shit done. And the results were there, but I wasn't creating these relationships with the teams that I was on or with the people that I was working with. But I think it's just something to be aware of. If your tendency is to be very independent and do things all on your own and not really be in a collaborative environment, you are going to have to put in a little bit more work to be collaborative and to see things as, a team sport. I think also I wish that I would have been in more team sports.
Oh my gosh, my parents put me in so many team sports.
That makes so much sense to me. Like,
really?
I was in every single independent activity I could do.
I was a golfer. I was a tennis player. I was a swimmer. I was in volleyball. I remember my parents forced me to go to track and field. And I hated it. And my mom was like, you signed up, you have to finish.
Yeah.
Going back to your point about being easy to work with, it's hard to work with somebody who is so independent.
Yeah.
And who doesn't communicate where they're at.
Yeah.
And like over communicating, I respect so much when one of my team members tells me this is a status update of one of the projects that we're working on. Before I have to ask them, I'm just like, can we get married? Like, I actually really love you.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so good when I hear like over communication.
Yeah.
And that's another easy way to be easy to work with is to over communicate. And that also communication in general is what's going to develop those relationships with people. And with that, I think it's so important to be so intentional when you're in a working environment and you are noticing some sort of hostility or disagreement or anything that's, like maybe not positive feedback, instead of reacting right away, A person that's easy to work with intentionally tries to understand the other person's perspective, even if they themselves absolutely disagree with everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
I've been on a work call before, back when I worked my 9 to 5, where people were screaming at each other. It was like, they were leadership. I'm just sitting here like, why are you not trying to understand the other person's perspective in front of an entire team on a call? That is not someone who's easy to work with.
Yeah.
Even if I disagree with someone wholeheartedly, I will literally intentionally, even though my emotional reactiveness, like I want to be like, no, you're wrong. It's like, okay, why do you see it that way? And genuinely try to understand, not be performative, but like genuinely try to see it from their shoes, and your perspective can switch as well.
Yeah.
So it's just about really being intentional about, I've said intentional a million times, but it's true, about your communication and about making sure everybody feels respected and also over communicating everything.
I think that over communication is like so underrated, because when I first started working with other people in a collaborative sense, I was like, I don't really have like any big updates to provide. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I wish that somebody had told me that sooner.
Like, give up an update of exactly what you've been working on.
Totally.
Right.
I think when you maybe grow up or you're in environments where like achievement or like performance is celebrated, sometimes that tendency to like over communicate is like out, because you're like, nobody wants to know my process, they want to know my result.
Yeah.
So it's all tied in.
That's such a good point.
But I think over communication is so important, and if you started over communicating tomorrow, I promise you anyone that works with you is going to love you even more.
Amen.
Lesson 2, if you want to build trust, you need to focus on making people's lives easier. This is something that Sophie says all the time, actually. You're like, my goal is to make other people's lives easier.
That's just my goal in business, point blank, period.
I know, I love it. Like, this is so Sophie coded. This lesson is so Sophie coded.
I think if you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, this is like advice from my grandpa. It's like, your focus, so many entrepreneurs, especially like in today's day and age, are so focused on like the monetary gain or finding success. But if you focus more on the skills that you have to make other people's lives easier, that's really the foundation of building a successful business. I'm not selling marketing campaigns or marketing strategies to make a bunch of money. I'm selling marketing campaigns to make this business get to their goals faster. And I know that sounds so simple, but it's like a mindset shift that makes you feel more fulfilled in the work that you're doing. And it builds relationships way faster, because they can feel that you're not just like working to get a quick cash grab. You are working as an extension of their team, and you have the same values and you have the same goals, and you're literally working to make their lives easier, and they can see that, they value that, and they trust you more.
Yeah, the currency exchange is just a side effect.
Exactly.
Of that intention. Whether you are in a corporate role or you have your own business and you have clients or customers, they're not coming to you to create more work for themselves. Right. I know that sounds so simple, but I've even personally worked with people that I'm like questioning, like, I actually came to you because I need help, not because I want more to do, right? Like, not because I need more on my plate. And so I think just having that awareness that if you're coming into an organization or you're taking on a client and maybe you're not having the best experience, I just want you to really ask yourself, am I creating more work for them or am I not? Because if you can just double, triple check yourself that you're doing the most that you possibly can within the parameters that you set of your boundaries to be helpful and to service that person, whether it's your boss, a manager, whatever, it doesn't really matter if you're considering yourself even a service provider. You are doing a service to that other person. And so how can we service people better in our day-to-day life and feel good about doing that?
Yeah. When you're good at your job, You're able to anticipate like when a problem might arise and be the first to find a solution. Clients, even if they spot the problem first, one thing I really, really appreciate about you, Alex, I think you're so good at this, even in like the podcast relationship, like working together. Alex will come to me and she will not even tell me about a problem that happens unless she has a solution with it. So it's really amazing, actually. I'm trying to think of an example because it happened recently where you're like, okay, so this didn't work out, but this is what we're doing now. You do this all the time. And I think that's not normal for a lot of people. I think people are quick to spot a problem and communicate that because they think that's the best thing to do. But it's so much better if you can spot a problem, find a solution, and then notify your client and then notify your boss if possible. If this is a problem that's like super urgent and you need like all hands on deck, that's a different story. But if it's a slight problem, take a second to like step back and find a solution before you let that client know or before you let your boss know that the problem occurred. If you're able to find a solution and you communicate to your boss that problem and then you have the solution immediately after, oh my God, they're going to be obsessed.
You know what's even hotter?
What?
If there's a problem, you spot it, you find the solution and you fix it. And then you let them know.
That is even
like,
hotter.
By the way, I caught this. And I found the solution. Then I fixed it. And I just wanted to let you know for awareness.
Yeah, for your awareness. I'm a badass bitch.
Correct. Served.
Gold star. Thank you.
The Ritz-Carlton, their like whole brand is built on anticipating the needs of like their customers, of their clients. Like that is their branding.
Ritz-Carlton is crazy.
But that is their branding.
I know. I've heard this through the grapevine. Like a celebrity or influencer or something was staying at one of the Ritz-Carlton hotels and they wanted this like crazy expensive, like hard to find bottle of wine or bottle of tequila. And somebody at the Ritz-Carlton got it flown in that night.
Yeah.
Anticipate the needs and show the fuck up.
No, the Ritz-Carlton is insane.
Lesson 3, being responsive and reliable will get you a hell of a lot further than being overly impressive.
If you are the smartest person in the room and you can't respond to emails and you can't communicate where you're at, you're just simply not.
Yeah, no, then you're just not.
You're just simply not.
Yeah.
It's hard to build trust when you aren't communicating. When we're talking about how to really create sustainable relationships, sustainable positive relationships, and to keep your boss loving you and keep clients coming back to you, you do need to have that care factor.
When you are communicating about a deliverable, always make sure that you are putting a timeline on when you'll get that deliverable to the client or to your boss by. And even if you aren't able to get it to them by that date, and that date comes and like you're not able to get it to them, you still have to communicate on that day where you're at with the project. And to avoid this, I think we talk a little bit about this in a different episode. I don't remember which one, but to avoid this, when you're doing your deliverables and you're assigning like when the client or your boss can expect them by, give yourself double the amount of time you think it's going to take to get that done. Yeah. But still, even if you're running into issues, first of all, spot the issue, come up with a solution and fix it. Second of all, when that day comes, if you don't have it done, communicate where you're at and what's holding you back from getting there. And maybe other people can come in to help you as well.
Sometimes I ask myself, what is the motivation or what is making the decision in people's minds when a deadline comes and it passes and there's no communication? Like, I personally don't understand it, but I think if you really try to break it down, I think a lot of it is also like a self-judgment thing. Mm-hmm. At least when I've been working with somebody that doesn't get me something on time, I'm like, hey, this is totally fine, but I need to be aware of where things are.
I think also some people don't care.
No, for sure. But I think there's also people that do deeply care. And their decision to not communicate it is based on their own like shame around not delivering. And you're just making it worse.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had honest conversations with really talented people that I love, and they have missed deadlines and not communicated. And it's not because they don't care about it, but I think you have to figure out what is stopping you from being openly communicative about where you are in the process, and then just shifting it. Out of all the people that you have worked with, like in an agency setting, like in your corporate role and like hiring people, what have you noticed most in the people that you really love to work with and you want to work with them again?
My old boss, Marina, if you're listening to this,
Shout out.
She was so organized. She was really committed to making everyone on the team feel so like I've got your back, and like so open to helping troubleshoot any errors, always available for a call, like always making herself available for us when like we needed it. She's the best boss I've ever had. And she was just like so on top of everything, and she over communicated everything, and she was so organized. She had the best processes for things. She kept everything running smoothly. And when she left, that's when I was like, I'm leaving. Like, I can't do this job without Marina.
Right. You're like, Marina, where are you going?
Yeah.
Let me know.
What I notice about people that I want to work with again and again is the commitment to staying aligned, the commitment to like communicating effectively, and also the piece about being so organized.
Yeah.
I love an organized person.
Yeah, you love a type A. Never a type
I would never want to like date a type A though.
Really?
Yeah.
We're like married and I'm type A.
I love working with you. Do I want to be in a relationship with you? Absolutely not.
We are in a relationship.
We have a baby. I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
No, but
I want like a like cool, like chill, like DJ.
she does not need a cool, chill DJ. You need a type A person.
You think so?
Yes, 1,000%. I think you would just like live for a type A.
I think I've never dated a type A.
You need to date a type A.
I should try it.
You need to.
I'm not open to relationships at the moment, but I'll think about it.
Lesson 4, people decide if they want to keep working with you based on how they feel working with you day to day, not on the results they think you do.
100,000,000%. My clients, even like to hear them say like, you make me feel so good, makes me feel so good. Not just because I have like this intention of like wanting to like continue work with them. Like obviously I want to continue working with them, but like especially in like my social clients who I know they might feel a little bit insecure in front of the camera, or they're like,
there's other things they're working through.
Yeah. And to like be a hype girl to your clients, or to be a hype girl to the people that you employ is so huge. If you have a contractor and they did a good job on something, let them know like you did such an amazing job on this. I think it can be so easy for like if a contractor is doing very admin tasks, and you know, when you feel like what someone did for you, like you have that split second feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't have to do this. This like took so much off my plate. Communicate to them as much as possible about like how good of a job that they're doing.
Yeah.
I think that like goes such a long way. It's such a simple thing to do and remember to do.
And I think that appreciation is going to get you really far in, you know, creating and maintaining those relationships.
I think in the corporate world too, like this is so overlooked.
Yeah.
No one appreciates anyone anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks for this report.
Yeah. Or it's like they know that you're like obligated to do it. So they're like, why do I need to say thank you?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like or if you say a good idea or something in a meeting, it's so valuable to me to like hear, oh my gosh, that was actually such a good idea. Thank you for contributing to that. Like I had that experience happen to me back when I was working my full-time job, and it made me feel so good.
Yeah.
And another way that you can make people feel good is by showing up authentically in everything that you do. Because, you know, when you can be a little bit vulnerable and honest with someone, they feel more connected to you. And it's just so overlooked in the corporate culture.
Yeah.
Nobody is real. No one is authentic. Everyone has this polished performance attitude all the time.
I think that in corporate environments, they're like so sterile. And the human element has almost been like removed.
Yeah.
The human element is on vacation. It is not in the room with us presently. And because of that, you really do shut down any opportunity for understanding or compassion or empathy. And I mean, I even notice a lot working with people that there is just this overall lack of empathy. And I think a huge reason for that is it's just not normal anymore to like share what's going on.
Right.
Or to like give people context around why you might be performing a certain way or why you may be less available. It's really important to just have that openness with people that you work with.
Yeah. When you have openness with people that you're working with on a day-to-day basis, they are going to feel more connected to you, which will then make them feel like they like to work with you.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And you don't have to be like sharing all this crazy details about your personal life, but you can share fun things. You can share like anything.
Yeah. You get to choose how
Yeah.
deep it is.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's normal and it's healthy to say that again. It's healthy to have those connections. And in the teams that I feel work the best, they all have relationships with each other.
Yes. 100%.
Sometimes those relationships, like there's hard moments because you have so much equity in the relationships.
But you have empathy.
Yes.
And you have mutual
understanding,
respect.
100%.
That's huge.
You know, I think if you want to be a part of a team that maybe right now is like cold shoulder, maybe it starts with you.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the person that needs to have a little bit of courage and to share something that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And to like create that relationship. And you know, if it doesn't go well, maybe that's not your team.
Right. And if you want to try that, you'll see immediately the positive impact it makes on that relationship. Immediately. They feel more comfortable coming to you with things, and you start building this relationship that will only make you more motivated to do your work, make you more comfortable asking, you know, maybe stupid questions. I don't believe in stupid questions, but sometimes I do. But like it makes your working environment so much better when you're able to be authentic and real with the people that you work with. If there's one thing we hope you take from this episode, it's that results alone aren't what keep people coming back. People remember how it felt to work with you, not just what you deliver.
So much of being great to work with isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about being consistent, communicating clearly, taking ownership, and knowing when to over-explain and when to just fix something and move on.
If you're ready to get better at that, we created a free homework resource as always. It is linked in the show notes and includes a quiz to check how you're showing up in your work relationships, a quick inventory of your communication habits, and 2 put it into practice challenges.
We also included extra credit, a low effort, high impact way to make someone's life easier this week without draining yourself in the process.
Next week's episode is all about rejection, why it hits so hard, what it brings up, and how to stop letting one no define your worth. We're calling it pass or fail, and if you've ever spiraled after getting passed over, this one's for you.
Until then, don't just focus on being great at what you do, focus on how you do it. If you love today's episode, please leave us a comment, send us a message, or share it. See you in class next week.